Hello there all you beautiful people and welcome to today's video. I'm Dan and today we take a look at As Far As the Eye, developed by Unexpected. It's a nomadic turn-based village builder or roguelike resource management game if you prefer that term better. In the game you play as the wind, guiding your pupils to the center of the world. So if that sounds like fun, then grab your cup with your favorite drink and let's watch some gameplay. Alright, welcome to the game. As you can see as we start off here, we have a beautiful background music and we can pick from campaign. This is the part where you actually learn to play everything about the game basically and how you grow things and build things. But I thought that we would try to just jump into the game. I know that is crazy to do, but bear with me. I will show you more about it. We also have custom games where you can create basically how you want the game to behave in terms of how long it is between turns and other stuff. But let's jump right into some gameplay. As we start off, we have one tribe to pick from. As you can see, it's this one. So we have to clear this one first to be able to get the next one and next one. And in this one, we start with 3 pupils. We have 1600 ration. So let's see here what happens. So right off the bat, we're hovering and hiding these, of course. This is where we start on the map. And this is where we need to go. And for every time we need to transport somewhere or move our camp, we can click on this one and see that it demands that we have 3 builders. And I will explain a little more about that later. And this one that we need 300 fish, 255 of wood and 1 trapper. And I will explain a little bit more about that also, but those are basically skills that your pupils acquire while you play it. So let's jump into how it looks here, close these ones. And the main goal of the game is, as you can see here, that we have to transport ourselves. And this, for every turn, this slider will move until here when the water floods the valley. And it's game over. It can also be game over, by the way, if you do stuff like run out of food, because they eat like 6 rations a day or turn. So think about that also. But if you're new to the channel or just hopping into this video, I'd like to remind you that I do gameplay reviews, game reviews and other stuff for you to check out after this one. And with that being said, let's take our Chechu, that is our caravan, and move that into position so we can release our pupils. And we say we can move there and end the turn. And we can see all the resources here. There's tree, there's birds. So you can't really stop there because there's trees in the way. So zooming out, you can see the map is pretty big. So let's place ourselves there and hope it's a free spot. No, then this is our new spot. So when we have landed here, we take to settle. And it's now the fun begins, like harvesting resources. And we have our 3 pupils here. So let's take the first one and let it go fetch wood. As you can see, we need 255 of that, and that's also a resource we use when we build. It's good to know. By the way, the game took 18 months of development for 3 people over at Unexpected. But enough about that, and let's make our minions do something. We're gonna need someone to catch some fish, and someone to actually hunt. So we will see how that plays out. But every turn we press, they're spreading out. And as you can see down here, it moves. So clicking on here, we found wool. And this is a feature of the game. If you try to move and it doesn't really, these are not active, your little pupils, it will tell you. There are hidden dangers also here, of course. The pupils can die from spontaneous things. There can be lightning strikes. There can be other dangers they will actually die from. So let's explore this world so we know how the full map looks like. Maybe that's a bad tactic, but at least then we know what we are up against before we start building and other stuff. And we can also meet other caravans, as you will see, I hope. The setup of the game reminds me a little bit of War Tile, but it was with these hexagon squares. A little bit like that one, but that game contained Vikings. And now it likes to remind us that we have to check the map, but we know here we already have 120 wood. So if this one actually could explore over here. We've seen most of the map now, so we can think this one, and that's how we can enter. If we go here, we can build stuff. You can build your sawmill, you can build your quarry, your mine, or your pasture. And of course also for food processing and hunting, lodging, and fishery. As we can see, we need that for the bluefish. And we need you can need a farm and a cookhouse to make rations. Because it can happen if you stay too long, they will eat up all your rations, and then you have to have these kind of pepkin. If you don't have them, they will starve to death really fast. And good to know is that if you see this one here, that it costs 40 to build it. The other one is actually a transportable version. That's why they had the balloons. So if you want to move this one to another tile, because it has to be close to where they are basically, or where they're harvesting, and it's a good thing to do. But I thought this one could start. Where are you though? There you are. The fishery, and place it. Where do you want to be? There. And when you do it, it removes the present resources. Sorry. It's Friday morning, and English is sometimes a bit harder than. Select a pupil, I know. Thank you. So for this one, let's acquire some fish. And you can also acquire these animals that are scattered here. I think this one can do it. Let's see. And you hear the nice whispering. But I think it's gonna... Where did you go now, though? Okay, they changed outfit, actually. So if we take a look a little closer, you see now it's a purple one. And it's got the title of Grower. And this one is Gathering Resources. So far, as you can see, we still have rations up here. We're starting to catch some fish. And we need someone to get to trapper level. And by trapper, we mean on these skills, hunter fisher becomes that one. Then you become a trapper. This is more of a chef part. That's fruit gathering and woodcutter. So they bring the skills along while you play. So let's see how far we will go. Because we have one collecting wood and one is charming the animal. Look at that. It is so cute. And now they will bring that one. Hopefully back. So we take a look. There we go. And now it sits down and do nothing. So what can we really do on all these turns? There were some... Wasn't it a shrine here? Remains. These are the remains we can explore. And it could be positive or it could be negative effects on us. So I will show you what that really means as we move closer. Polytheme enters what seems to be an old scout camp. The previous occupants just left before your tribes arrived. It seems. They left behind some maps showing that the tribe had largely underestimated their needs in resources for the upcoming path. The next halt need additional wood, of course. And let's see what else we can do with. Now we can't do it on this turn. So can this one go and greet? So now we will go visit the other one and show you what fun can happen there. A caravan of pupils pass through this area. Exchanges with this group can be fruitful. We can trade this one, but we don't have the resources. We can take on another tribes member, but it can also happen that the tribes member can't really do anything happened. And a token of friendship, we can get some parcels for the pupils. In the beginning, more pupils doesn't mean more success because it's more mouth to feed. So you have to think about the perfect mix of it. And we will grow wiser with agriculture, crafting, scientific, and mystical research. But the world is going to be submerged if we don't hurry up. And that's some more coffee. Which one doesn't do anything? That one. We've been there, we explored that one. So what can you really do to be fruitful? How many turns do we have left? But what can happen, of course, is that the lightning strikes here. It can also happen that part of these maps routes disappears. They're all randomized, by the way, so no playthrough is like the other one in terms of gameplay and challenges. It could be one trapper, it could be two trappers. And I'm thinking if we need more, perhaps we can make this one collect some woods. So it will go back to the camp and suit up, is my guess if we take a look. Yes, and now it will become better at gathering resources or wood. But it's a lot of wood to get. So as you can see here now, we managed to become Trapper 1, so to speak. On turn 45, so now we just need the resources and then we will leave this area. And we can't see beforehand what these ones demands or these ones actually. It's all hidden until we reach the next destination. This is going surprisingly well. But we can also gather, of course, meat over there, wool when we need it. And just to show you a little bit more about it, we can, of course, create the quarry. And from that one, we can create the mine if we need the blue ones. And for this one, the pasture, we can gather wool. And of course we can have more camps, a workshop, a market and a council. But that is for, oops, wrong button. That is for later. Let's continue with the turn. There we go. Because I want to show you a nifty little feature. There we go. As you can see now, all our goals are met and we can actually leave for the next area. And when we decide to leave, as we do now, here's another little challenge. You can't bring everything you got. Now that we gathered this little friend over here, we got some extra resources we can bring, but basically I want to bring all the food. And now we don't have a lot of resources, but later on you have to actually balance it out. What you're gonna take, what you're gonna leave. And now we leave to the next plane. So, arriving in a new world, we can see we can only go there, and for that we need to gather a lot of food. And not a lot of food, but we need to have food and pepkins, and no other choice where to go. And so the cycle continues. Alright. So with that being said, and I showed you a little bit of the game, I think it's time for us to talk a little more about the game itself. As you can see, you harvest, you build, you stock, and you leave your halt before the wave engulfs your tribe. We can improve our pupils, by the way, with the job system. So we can actually upgrade them, and then later on we get some tribe knowledge. But the biggest challenge, of course, is making them survive all the harsh weather and other conditions. But there are no enemies in this game, so you don't have to fear that your tribe member is going to be attacked by some evil monsters. If you like what you see, don't forget to click the Steam link in the description below. I'm Dan, and it's been a pleasure showing you some gameplay of As Far As the Eye. I do indie game reviews, gameplay videos, and let's plays. And if you like my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, stay safe and stay awesome.